Hi there, Robin here from Expert Island, and today we are going to be doing more Q&As. I may be wearing the same outfit I was wearing last time, so don't be deceived by that. It is episode 14, and we've got more questions and more answers to help out with, and hopefully we get to yours. So a question, and this question is a very good question because we do get a lot of people coming into the showroom asking us this question. And the gentleman has himself a small size pub. Now, he's looking to upgrade his system because it's getting a little old and he just wants to have something new, something sounds better, something probably that fills in the space better. So it all comes down to the size of the space, especially in a pub, and the end game, what you're looking for. I've got customers here who have it just for live bands, stuff like that. Then I've got other pubs here who have bigger systems, or they've added more to create a more like a nightclub effect or a dance club effect for certain nights of the week because they just want to bring in more business. If I can get it, I'll put a picture up here of one that I've done recently, and exactly the model you're asking about, TS312. With, by the way, there was 4 TS312s hanging from the ceiling and 2 subs. And this because they have DJs that come in, they have special events, they have movie nights, they have all kinds of stuff going on here, and they have a big open space for all of this equipment. Nice part is if you add the two together, you're going to get a really good combination. Plus, those speakers do have fly points to them, so you can hang them from the ceiling and fill the space no problem. So definitely it all comes down to how you intend to actually use the product and what the end game is, right? So if you want, you can certainly tell me. Send a reply back onto the comment, and we'll get some more details if we can. But definitely a good way to go. You are going to need one extra piece. I'll throw it up here. I use this quite common in restaurants, bars, pubs, stuff like that. It's from Elise's. It offers you 10 channels for plugging all kinds of stuff in. It's a mixer, it's a rack mount, and it has Bluetooth on it. It's very important that you have something like that. It makes your life a lot better. Okay, question for Gemini, the AS08 BLU, and the question is, can this be used to play music? Yes. And heard over acoustic drums? No. So it's just not powerful enough or big enough to be heard over acoustic drums, not even as a monitor behind you. I would probably stick, in that category, I would probably want to look at either a TS310 from Alto, because it's a 10-inch, or either the TS312 or Electro Voice's ZLX 12P or 12BT, depends on what's available where you are. Those would be much better speakers. Yes, they do cost more. My apologies there, they do cost more. In that price range, you'd have to at least go to, let's say, a Gemini AS12P or BLU, depending if you want Bluetooth or not. I hope that helps. A question here from Duncan, get the question up here, and it's about this. It's about the Xvive U3 and using them on speakers to go wireless. Yes, 5 millisecond delay, so you can use this on speakers because they do also have switching for plus to minus 10 dB on the settings, so you can do that. And if he only has one of these, is he going to need one of these so he can plug it into the monitor? And you can do that. I don't know if we covered that in the video or not, but yes, for sure. If you want to use your monitor out to control it. Now, normally I would think of this as a remote speaker, but if you are going to have 2 speakers, maybe the second speaker is going to be hooked up just with an XLR cable. Yes, you can use this as your monitor output and plug this into your first speaker, and then you're all set. If you use the mixer that had balance control on it, so you had the ability to pan to the left or pan to the right, and you only had one of these, you could plug this into the back of your mixer, but then you put your mixer, let's say, all to the left side. So 100% of everything, music, all that stuff will come out of that. So, or just buy yourself 2 of them. I know it sounds weird, but depending, if you want stereo or not stereo, you would need that. So I got a comment from Chris, and first of all, Chris, you're absolutely right. I made a mistake when I was doing the Blast King review, and that was when I was reading the instructions. I just read them off and just interpreted the frequency responses, but I didn't really think about it because it's just a written out spec sheet. I'm going to say I've known this for over 35 years, and normally I always look at a chart, and I'm going to show you it right here. Now, this is just a frequency response chart. How well does this speaker, could have been for anything, could have been any product from a microphone to a speaker to headphones. This basically shows you how the response is, good, bad, for what you're looking for in the speaker. Now, I've been looking at this ever since Radio Shack had catalogs back in the 80s. I can read that no problem. I missed that what I was reading here was exactly the same thing in a written format. I've always ignored these things because I always, even if it was written, I just looked at this because I can see this. It's like watching a video, seeing a picture. You see it, you can see exactly what you're looking for. Is it good, bad for what I'm looking for? It's all there. One day I am going to make a video talking about that. And like I said, there's never anything wrong with these charts. It's just to help you decide if the product's right for you. So yes, I interpreted it completely wrong on the actual sheet because there are some times when these things do make a sense, and I was just going through that. So Chris, you're absolutely right. I look at this actual chart and I go, I can see that, no problem. And I looked at it in here and I didn't equal the two as being the same. I didn't even pay attention to that. So another question for Blasking 12.8. Now, when I did the video, I said 1,000 watts, and I didn't put it in the description as RMS, but it is RMS. That's what they have in the instructions. And I have a question from a different Chris, Chris Simon, and he says, if 1,000 watts, that makes it like 2,000 peak. Peak is a pretty wide open number of interpretation by a whole bunch of different people because peak is not an actual physical number. It's not something you put in and say, oh, there you go. So I'm going to ask Blast King if they're going to have any numbers like peak come out in the future. Right now, they're sticking to the 1,000 watts. And to me, it's more about the dBs, how loud it is. And I like looking at it as a dynamic number, not as something they did in an actual sound room setting where they can measure the dynamics, which is, you know, that's how they get their numbers. They compare against each other. But dynamically, and dynamically, it's stupid loud. It's just great, stupid loud sound. If you like bass, it's really loud. All right, so a question about the DMX Lite video that I did where I showed you didn't actually have to have a DMX controller to make 4 moving heads work together in sequence and go to music. And the question is, if I've got them set in sound activation mode, why do I need to daisy chain? Well, you're only going to have one light set in sound activation mode because that's the one that's going to listen to the lights, to the music, sorry. The rest of them are going to be hooked up daisy chained together, so this way they can follow the instructions automatically with the built inside, which is why you want to buy them as a set at the same time, to go with whatever the first light is telling them what to do. So the first light, sound activation, it's giving the information out. The other ones are going, yeah, let's do this, let's do that, and they're going to all work together as a group. If you put them all in sound activated mode, well, you'll just have lights going in every which way they want. There'll be no coordination with them at all. So that's why you daisy chain them. Next question. So let's make this one. This is a good one here. We've got somebody who's got a band. Bands are good. And they're looking for some floor monitors, if I understand correctly. Use stage monitors in a pub. Yes. So stage monitors in a pub. And they normally, you know, playing out for 70 to 150 people. So if you're looking for stage monitors and speakers, you're looking for it to carry yourself in that room. And he's asking, you know, 12s or 15s from Electro Voice, like the ZLX 15 or the ZLX 12s. When you're up close to them, that close to them, I would say the 12s. And if you do need side fill for, you know, because you're in a pub that's elongated and you need some side filled speakers, you can spin those around and use them as well as your mains. So in this case, ZLX 12, either the P or BT would be a good choice to go with, definitely based on everything that you said here. So yes, ZLX 12P or BT, because that's what they're going for now. So I got a question here from Chris Hill, and he's looking for a speaker for a wide open outdoor space, which would be better, the Lightning or the Expedition 8. I'm going to go with the Lightning. When you say the word wide open, if you're buying it for the deck, anytime you're going to be close, let's say 10 feet or less, Expedition 8. Awesome speaker. Crazy, tight bass, really nice up front, really easy to use. Just pull it out, drop it there. It doesn't weigh a ton. But if you're looking for wide open backyard space and you're looking for great speakers to fill in that space, definitely the Lightning is going to be your best friend for that speaker. Also asked me, you know, basically Lightning versus the Thunder. If you always have AC and you plan on not leaving it out in the rain every once in a while by accident, buy the Lightning. If you could have, you know, a good wide open space, I would still buy the Thunder over the Expedition 8. If it's going to be on the deck, Expedition 8. All right, so that's going to wrap up today's Q&As and comments. Again, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I can't get to everybody all the time, and I try and do these as often as possible. So by all means, leave it down below. If you have any comments about or questions about what we talked about in this video or any other video, please leave them down below. We'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit that bell button if you really want to know when the next video is coming out. And thumbs up, like button. That's very important. Always, you know, if it worked out, hit that like button. And we'll see you on the next video. Bye for now, and thanks for watching.